Move to Canada, move to Australia, move to New Zealand, move to UK. Influencers everywhere are calling people to move. And as a teacher, you also would want to move. Everyone will show you the beautiful side of moving abroad, but no one tells you exactly how or what it takes for you to survive. I've got experience of traveling at a very young age, and I have lived and worked in different places around the world. So I give you the honest opinion. I will not sugarcoat it. I will tell you the realities of these places, okay? Now, you have heard so much about moving abroad as a teacher. I will tell you how to move to New Zealand and how it feels in this season. This video is not to scare you, it is only to prepare you as you move. Because if you are planning to move to New Zealand as a teacher, there are things you need to know that most people may not talk about. Other people might even tell you use the education route, try and find a school to attend, a university, come and do this course, do that course. No, come in as an early years teacher and then later you find a primary role. They may not tell you about all the financial consequences you will face once you move in with any pathway you choose to come in with. Now let's see. Before I moved, I had this picture in my mind. A fresh start, a better life, and a smooth transition into teaching. Ooh, boy, I was dreaming. Well, you don't just land and start working. There are processes, there are delays, and there are moments that you genuinely feel, did I really make a good decision? Why are the papers not moving? Why am I not getting the support I need? What's going on here? Well, let's talk. So the first instance is that it can be a lonely journey. Very, very lonely. You are moving from the known to the unknown. You may be coming with family or without family. And that means you barely know anyone here. Even if you know a few people, they may not be living in the same area as you found school or as you come to look for work. So that means it makes the journey really, really lonely. It means you are now coming to build community. And that means you have to make friends from school, make friends if you've got kids, their friends, parents can be your friends, and it can be a lonely journey. You look back and then you feel that, did I really have to change my life for this big change? Was it really worth it to just uproot my life from one end to the other? And that is something that most people will not discuss on the screen with you. You may just come looking for roses, people waiting on you, people waiting at the airport loving on you, your colleague teachers loving on you. It may be the opposite. Moving to a new place comes with loneliness. So, the expectation of moving to a new country and having everything worked out is a facade. It's never true. Once you move to a new country, you will need to adjust to its systems. Nothing is instant, and it starts with processes and delays. Your teacher salary process takes time. If you are in need of money, that means you would have to wait on it for some time, and that can actually cause challenges in your home, challenges in your workplace, because you may not be able to afford the things you need to set up your class as you may want. You would have to rely on what the school gives you. And it could actually cause challenges in your marriage as well, because if you are coming with a partner, that means the partner also has the hope that once your salary is assessed at a certain scale, this is the money we are going to receive as financial support. And they may have put all their trust in you or financially supported you to move here. So this can also be a challenge. After all the fun you saw online, all the fancy stuff they talked about, remember you need the money in order to afford all the lifestyle. So that becomes a challenge. Things things being processed or document processing in New Zealand takes time. Your teacher registration will take time. You need patience for it. Your salary assessment will take time. Your induction process at work takes time. All of these things can actually set you up to be frustrated with things in New Zealand. And most people will not talk about it. The next one, my number 3 on the list, is you will question whether you made the right decision. You will. When you can't make friends, when the stress at work is too much for you, when things do not go as planned, you will question all of this. In some instances, when you go out and you see couples moving together, holding hand, and your partner is not with you, you question whether it's actually worth it. When your children are unable to settle in school or in the community, you will question, is this really worth it? Well, back home we had a very tight-knit community and my kids were fine. They enjoyed the community, family and people around them. You will question it. If you can't find the things you need even in the shops, you will wonder if it's really worth it to lose the things you love to eat, to come here and try new things like pie. You will question all of this. Next on the list is teaching in New Zealand is totally different as compared to teaching in your home country. Even though you are a qualified teacher, teaching in New Zealand can feel completely different. From the use of technology to presentation of your work to students, materials that we use, they are normally different. The expectation is equally different. You might be expected to work in groups. Maybe you are used to working independently. You might be expected to present during staff meetings. You may not be used to that. You will have to even adapt to the classroom culture, and that can come as a surprise. The use of Maori language is expected in the classrooms. If you are not comfortable with learning languages, then that will come with a price. You will need to use some basic Maori in your teaching, like morena, greeting your colleagues and teachers, kapai, well done, tēnā koe, tēnā koutou, you can have a noho. Several words you will have to learn to use in the classrooms. And all of this will come at a cost. You need to learn, you need to adapt into the new environment. Number 5 on my list is the emotional aspect that most influencers will not talk about. They will let you know these are the places you can visit. You will have a great time in New Zealand. Look at the environment. You can find community. It may not always be the same. You are uprooting your life. You are starting from scratch. You have to learn new routines. You need to be with new people, people you may not have seen in your environment, in your home country. That means you are going to miss what is familiar and what you have left behind. Even the housing system is different. Back in your community, you may have a gated community where everybody becomes your friend. In here, everyone is at home. Unless you have somebody you are going to visit, you are not likely to see people walking by your house, calling on you, saying, hello, how is everything? No, it doesn't work like that. So the environment is different, the community is different. Now, to end it all, I want to let you know, you moved here for a purpose. You were looking for growth. And because growth doesn't come by staying comfortable, there has to be fire. You need to burn. You need to feel something. Okay? There has to be a shift. And growth comes with stepping into the unknown. And then you figure things out. You are not in this alone. You are going to figure it out with a group of other teachers who might equally be migrants. And they are looking to bond with other people. So you have to form community. If you are planning to move to New Zealand, then this is my advice for you. Be patient with the process. Prepare financially and emotionally before you move here. And most importantly, be ready to adapt. Adapt in your thinking, adapt in settling down, adapt in making friends, finding new communities, and to learn and unlearn what you already know. No journey is perfect. I would have to tell you, no journey is perfect. When I was coming here, I also had roses and stories, and I was going to relax. And I thought that actually this New Zealand system was less tasking because we'll be using a lot of technology. But I have realized, and most of my colleagues will tell you, there is a lot of paperwork to be done. Although you have the technology to use, it may not sync as you would expect it to do, and then you have different documents you would have to fill at every stage in the student's life or in your term. It starts from your lesson plan, with your marking, with your student profiles. So many things would have to be done, and it comes with adjusting. Even the way you get your feedback or review from management is also different from what I'm used to. And it could be same from your home country, but you would have to adjust because it's new. And these are some of the things you may not hear people talk about as a teacher moving to a new country. You may hear people talking about other things as saying, you will love it, the salary is good. But what use is it if the salary is good and you are not comfortable at your workplace and the workload is actually swallowing you and you cannot breathe? Then how are you going to cope? How are you going to enjoy this new place? These are some of the things you would have to think about when you are moving to New Zealand. And I believe these are also some of the things which apply to most of the first world countries. So take your time, do a great research, okay? Do not only listen to the roses and the love stories and all that this is it, your whole family is going to enjoy, it's a peaceful life. It is all that, but there are other things you need to know about the country you are moving to. And if you are a teacher moving to New Zealand, this is it. Subscribe to this, share with friends, and get to have more information about the country and the life which will be ahead of you in New Zealand. Thank you. Welcome to Abigail Works Here.